What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and today we're jumping back into some Orcs Must Die Unchained. This time, we are going to be going into the Unchained Fortress. This map is a little different than all of the Unchained Fortress maps you'll see before because they are basically going to try to overrun you with satyrs left and right. So, key traps for dealing with satyrs are going to be ceiling ballistas or dragon lances if you have them, because they will track the targets and make sure that they get a shot off. Other than that, you have brimstones and floor scorchers because they have long range and the brimstones are triggered on the ground. Firecrackers are also okay. And in addition to that, you will want to use grinders. Grinders and brimstones are the best catch-alls to use against satyrs. Anything else is going to be significantly substandard. But I'm going to be using the same trap setup that we usually do, and let's see what we can do to get through this. So we're using max as usual, and we will be dropping those. So we will have a tier 4 spikes, barricade, arrow wall, brimstone, tar trap. Oh, I'm sorry, tier 3 arrow wall, brimstone, and tar trap. Tier 1 swinging mace, tier 2 concussive pounder, and then that starting vegetable amending and lion guardian. So here we go. Alright, so by getting in here, there's going to be a whole lot of things that we'll have to try to do differently than we have done in the past, and that's just to deal with the remixed enemies on this particular difficulty. Now, we're going to be doing a whole lot of barricade pathing, which is unusual because it's something that I try not to do, but this particular map calls for a lot of it. So, right off the bat, we're going to be using brimstones. Going to have arrow walls set up. Oops. Yeah, I guess that's best. Alright, and that's going to be pretty much it for now. It seems silly that I'm using a lot of brimstones, but like there are literally so many satyrs later that brimstones are pretty much your only chance. And even though they get fatigued, they will catch more of the satyrs than, say, spike traps will. And there's going to be a few other things that we'll be doing to help them out, and you'll see that as we go along through this. So, we take those guys out. You want to kill everything that you possibly can while it's over the brimstones and tars. That will give you your Unchained. And we're going to be unchaining quite liberally on this stage just so we can get as much DPS done as soon as possible. Because those combos will help us to get as much coin as possible. Alright, so that's the first area done. Now, we have that. Going to drop some arrow walls there, and then we are going to start barricading this again. Now, immediately after doing so, we're going to drop that there, and we're going to get a swinging mace up in the center there. And that will help with the enemies as they start to turn corners, which is definitely something that we also need. Alright. Then you got these Pride Hunter lions that are going to show up. Do not let them deal too much damage to you. Try to keep your barricade safe, because money is going to be super important here as well. Obviously, you saw me take the money trade a moment ago, which I normally do not do. But in this case, it's going to help us out significantly just due to the amount of work that's going to go into getting this built. As soon as the enemies are cleared, go ahead and get yourself healed up. And there's a swinging mace. Alright, so we have that built up pretty well. We're going, oh, so these unstable rifts don't always appear in the same place on this map, which is interesting because from most stages that I've seen, they've been pretty consistent. So that's interesting. This is the first stage that I've seen with them showing up in different locations when you replay the maps. They're really trying to keep you on your toes here. Alright. That swinging mace is doing so much work for me right now. Only hope it continues to keep that up. Oh, okay. Did not realize that that was an archer shooting at me. Whoa, I pushed Z a bit too quick. We're going to drop our guardian up here though. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to barricade there, barricade here, barricade there. And then spikes, spikes, spikes. Arrow walls, and another arrow walls there. So, run out and greet these guys as soon as you have the opportunity. Try to in your faces one of the giants. And try not to let them damage your barricades too much as usual. Now, satyrs here, the ones that are coming through, are sort of the warning that they're going to be coming out pretty common. And if you're able to deal with those, it's fine. But I think after about 2 more waves, I'm only going to get satyrs. So we're going to do that just to make them path a little bit harder. Okay. This guy's really trying to give me some trouble. Luckily, he was taken out by our guardian. And we're going to try to make sure that the guardian can deal as much damage as possible without taking too much aggro. So stun them. And then the guardian's pretty much going... Whoa, didn't realize those guys were still alive. Okay, that's it though. Pick up that healing potion. And then we're going to start with that. We're also going to want to get another swinging mace up. Swinging maces are going to be sort of your catch-alls for this stage. And they're super important. Okay, so I'm guessing these guys are here. Let's take out Ivy immediately so she's not nearly as big of an issue as she would be otherwise. Now they no longer have shields. We can sort of back up, deal damage to them from a distance. Alright, and then we got our in your faces back. I missed it though. Okay. No, thank you. Alright. Do not let these satyrs get through. Alright, I stunned him so that he would not get his finishing strike on me. And it looks like other than that, we are good. Now, if you have 2 standard or default symbol guardians, please make sure that you bring them with you for this stage. If not, you're going to have a bit of difficulty. Alright, that's where we want it. Then we're going to block this area off. Alright, and now it's time for us to get that swinging mace up. There we go. And then a concussive pounder over here to sort of slow things down for us. Now we're going to start putting up some more brimstones once we get the opportunity. And the main thing we're going to want is just brimstones and concussive pounders from here on out. It looks like this is the second to last wave that we get here without anything particularly crazy happening. So we're going to want to make good use of that. The stage doesn't really have any room for pre-building at the moment. So you're going to have to like really try to build on the fly. Okay. Get rid of that Pride Hunter and the bears. And then we're good. Giants are large enough that you don't really need the aiming bits. So, alright. No, that was our last wave where we had any sort of free time. And so, everything is just... let's actually do that. And this... Add another concussive pounder here. So can I? Yeah, I can move that. Okay. Actually, that was a better place for it. Anyway, all we have to deal with right now are concussive pounders, and you're going to want to place as many of those as you can to sort of slow down the hordes. You do not have a lot of time, and we're about close to the halfway point of our par. We're over halfway through the stage, but this is where it gets really crazy, because as you can see here, we have a lot of satyrs. And as far as I can tell, what you're going to be dealing with is only satyrs. If you can hit them while they're on those tar traps, then you will be golden. If not, you're going to have a really big problem. Now, I was lucky enough to kill that before we had a really big problem, but we still have some work to do over here. So barricade that off a bit, get over here and start gunning these guys down. And you can see we're really living because of the heavy amount of tar traps that I've placed so far. So these guys are going to have taken a good amount of damage so far. Force them to group up so that, crap, we're already losing ground. Losing ground is really bad with satyrs. And alright, now we have to run back to the other side. We have another batch coming through. I'm not sure if this is the last batch. I think we have another double set. But there we go. Okay. Got a good amount of them. Get this one. Alright, and now we are about to have a really crazy set of satyrs coming through. Not enough. Tar that. Okay. Here we go. Alright, I'm going to be heavily focusing here due to the amount of satyrs that are going to be coming through. So, excuse me if I'm a little quiet. Oh, we even have pride hunters. It's like they knew we were going to be camping the gates. Alright, now as soon as you deal with those guys, they're going to be coming up top. Get up there as soon as you can. I just really needed to grab that health because I'm pretty sure they're going to back these guys up with pride hunter lions as well. And because we can, we're going to add another slow there. And these concussive pounders are like literally saving my life right now. So feel free to place them as liberally as you can around. You're also going to need to make sure that you are jumping between the lanes as fast as possible. Don't think I have time to get any more of those up. Let me get a stun off though. And then one of these. Alright, and now we're going to take persistent because it is particularly good with closely grouped enemies as well as anything that can die quickly and suffer from multiple lightning procs. So you can see that all of a sudden satyrs are not even a problem. So that worked out extremely well. Could have been much worse. And we're going to add another concussive pounder over here just to sort of be safe. We are nearing sort of the cap for what we have to deal with. It looks like they closed off the top, but we are going to make sure that we have a few more pounders placed. And I don't have enough for another swinging mace, so we're going to leave it alone for now. Now, the fact that they have all these crossbow archers coming out first means that they're trying to sort of scare you off. They have grenadiers too. Not that big a deal since we have our persistent. Okay. Use all of the damage abilities that you can stack at once. Alright, and I'm going to pop the heal now before the archers get close. Try to soften them up a bit, and that did very well. Alright, let the accuracy cool down. Alright, and the concussive pounders also stack with Max's So Beautiful It Hurts ability to do extra damage on stuns. So make good use of that. I'm still wondering where the Swifty's coming in, because we have not seen him yet, and I feel like we should have. Okay, I have the ability to place this up now, so let me do that. Alright, they have us switching lanes, which means that we're probably going to get something crazy. Now, I'm actually kind of low on mana, so because they are not here yet, I'm going to sit over by the Guardian. We still have about 4 minutes and 15 seconds to par this with 2 waves left. One of them is probably going to be a mad dash with Swifty Hose, so let's see what happens there. Persistence really going to help with the way the enemies group up now. So we're going to get a lot of damage off of it. Alright. And our barricades will regenerate during the press Z to go waves. Okay. Let's make sure that we stun a few of them so that the swinging mace can do a bit of work. Alright, now we're going to pop the deflector and run in so that we can grab this extra mana. And it looks like we're good. Alright, we're going to heal since we don't have anything crazy showing up. And we're going to need to switch lanes again. Alright, we haven't heard from Swifty yet. So that means that it looks like they're saving him for the very last wave, which is nice. Alright, and that is the sound for Pride Hunters. So we're going to be expecting them to come through in just a moment. They haven't got through here yet. I'm going to try to take out some of those bears so that their health regeneration isn't softening up our traps too much. Okay, and it looks like we're good there. I'm guessing these are going to be, grenade throwers. Let them hop over the barricades before you actually fire at them. That way they don't get close enough for you to actually take shots and damage your barricades further. Persistent also helps with that due to the aimbotting through the targets. So you can see that they're not really doing much to me, if anything at all. I don't even think they got a chance to fire yet, except for the time when we actually started at the gate. And these giants are super slow. So I'm not sure, again, which gate Swifty is coming from. So after we finish this wave, we're going to sort of, hover in the middle of the stairs back here. I'm going to heal up. Alright. So let's see what we have to deal with. Alright, Swifty's coming from the right. So, we have a bit of coin. Going to add that. Stun Swifty. Hit him with that. And we're done. Alright, so we have these guys being gunned down relatively easily thanks to all of our ceiling traps. And then we have a few more coming from the top here. I don't think we've trapped this quite as efficiently, so we're going to come up here and try to gun a few of them down. Being through the back here actually gives you a bit of an advantage just because they have to path in directly into your line of firing. And then we're going to come down here and try to pick off whatever gets through. Now, we really need the guys not to get too far in front of you because it's really difficult to catch them. Max doesn't move super fast. And I think, is that it? No, we have another set up top in about 45 seconds to clear them. I'm hoping this is the last batch. If not, we pretty much failed this. But I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay, there we go. That's most of them. And yes. All right. Five stars. Yes. And that is actually my first time 5-starring that solo. All right, so concussive pounders and tar traps are the key to being able to do that successfully, in addition to the fact that Max deals lightning damage. So either way, that was the Unchained Fortress. Let me guys know what you think. If you have any comments for me, feel free to drop them beneath the description. If this video was helpful to you or you enjoyed it, feel free to upvote it or like it on whichever platform you seem to be viewing this on at the time. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. I sincerely appreciate it. It helps me out. And until next time, have a good one.